to see what is happening to what I have done to these patients, whether intervention or non-intervention. So we have now a software which is developed by one company in United Kingdom, which is My Pain Compass and My Pain Impact. And you can use that to see that. And this is a very good follow-up tool where you can just tell the patient to use a mobile app to fill in whether the patient is fine. So he may not visit you, you can just put in that he is getting better or not. So these sort of tools have to be used. And this I am again telling you that by mistakes which we can conduct, which we do in our earlier part of life, we learned that this is a very important tool. Now coming from the how to expand your practice, this is a very important component which you learn out of your mistakes. You have to market yourself to other specialties. That's why you must have seen that I very rarely come to pain conferences, because that's not my thing. I don't want to impress pain physicians. I am doing my work in pain. But I want to teach and educate my other colleagues. So I am more seen in orthopedics, neurosurgeons and physicians conferences, because I want to sensitize them into pain medicine. So that is the forum which I have to. Amongst us, if you claim that yes, I have done so much and that doesn't mean anything. You have to lecture to other specialities, be known to the public in general. So you have to be good in media, articulating, have your article published in media, and you have to make yourself known to other specialties. To your specialties, no problem. Everybody knows you are so and so, you have done so many things, you spinal cord stimulator, but that is not going to create any awareness amongst other specialties. If I tell an orthopedic surgeon in Delhi that Dr. Virendra, who Dr. Virendra? That does not create anything. I have to get patients from him. So I have to tell him that I exist, I do this. So please do that, not to impress your colleagues, but impress other specialties. So how do I get new patients? Again, I learned out of mistake that if you don't market yourself, you don't get new patients. Very important. Nobody is going to refer you. Referral, only 10%. Referral from other colleagues. Till now, 20 years into pain medicine, only 10%. So I thought I must do something. Again, I learned out of my mistake. Put my advertisement in Google search. I get 25% of new patients. Almost 30% every day come from Google search. You put back pain in Delhi. I have paid money to Google, so my thing will come in front. I have to do the marketing. I have to tell the patient. Facebook, no, don't use that. Practo, fantastic media where you can get a very good patient referral. Young patients, they don't know the doctors. They only go to the internet, see Practo, whose recommendations are maximum, go to the doctor. Please use that. Word of mouth, of course, your patients will give you new patients. But now, almost 60% are coming through Google search and Practo. That is a fantastic new thing which I have learned through my mistakes which I did and I was not growing. So this is how you grow. As I mentioned about interventions, let patients earn it, do not force it on them. Out of 110 patients which we see every day, only 15 patients require intervention. What happens to 95? They get better without intervention. And they are your best advertising ambassadors. This is again I learned out of mistake that please lay more stress or give more time to people who don't need intervention. If they get better, they go and tell 20 other people. If an intervention patient does not get better, he gives negative vibes to 20 other patients. So that is more important, that if you can treat a patient without intervention, he is your brand ambassador. So do not project yourself as an interventionist. I am a holistic pain medicine expert to come and I will treat it. Your orthopedic surgeons are there to prove you that you are only good for needle, putting in needle. You don't know anything basic. So you have to prove them wrong, that you are a clinician and a pain physician first, and intervention is only a small part of my training program.
Sir, I'm sorry to interrupt. We have 2 more minutes.
2 more minutes. Don't depend on the radiologist, you must know MRI. But always say, we treat patient not MRI. This is an MRI which shows a left radiculopathy, left nerve compression, but he complained of pain on the right side. So if you go blindly, you will be going for right nerve block, but this patient did not have any symptoms on the left side. So you don't look at the MRI and decide. You have to go by this. This is just a view of the Practo, where 697 recommendations. You go and look at the Practo, no physician would have so many recommendations as yet in the country. But this is only because of our persistent effort in taking care of pain of their patients, of their condition, and that's how they go and recommend it. And this is what counts when another person comes and sees. And this is Google search, as I mentioned. You put the code word pain management. On knee pain management in India, again, Dr. Pankaj and other people come in the forefront because we all pay for it. And this is how you have to improve your practice. You can have then other measures, advertisements, newspapers, inserts, and always remember that success is always a team effort. You can't have success individually or just by your own effort. You have to build a team which will help you in achieving success out of the mistakes which you have done in the last 30 or 35 years of your life. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your journey. I'm sure most of us have also gone through the struggle that sir was talking, but it was in much more miniature form thanks to all the teachers and mentors that we are having here. And now I'd like to open the house for discussion and questions.
All right, we have a question. Can you introduce yourself and ask the question, please?
Now, I am Dr. Bidhan Pal from Cox's Bazar, Bangladesh. It's my interest just to know, in your have any experience, bitter experience in yourself during pain management of your either you fall or fail. Thank you.
A lot of bitter experiences. If you are working in pain for 35 years, you can't have pleasant experiences all the time. You have had complications. Fortunately, no major mortality in that term, but yes, major morbidities. You do come across a lot of these, and you have to be good in handling the situation. We have had bad situations also where patients have had to go to ICUs and been ventilated because of your procedures. And I didn't mention this in detail because they are demotivating to most of you, but this happens. If you're doing 1,000 blocks, 1 or 2 blocks will develop complications, but you should know how to manage them. So yes, bad experiences, complications do occur, but if you know how to manage them, fine. But if you conduct a glaring negligence and there is a major morbidity or mortality, then you can end up in problems.
Can I just share regarding your question that the bitter experience? I have shared this experience to many times, but still again many are not aware. So this was what Sir was telling, that many times you are landing up with the complications. Complications is a part of our game. Many times you are coming up with a failure, no complications but no results as well. So this was in my earlier days. I was doing one ozone electrolysis and there was no result. And in one marketplace, one of the physiotherapists actually referred this patient to me. And one of the marketplace, that physiotherapy found me. And he told that, okay, you are Dr. Dash? I told him, yes. I referred you, I don't know you, but I referred a patient and you did ozone electrolysis and there was no result. And ultimately, the patient went to undergo for the surgery. Do you know that? I told him, I'm not aware because the patient never reported me. How can I know? I referred the patient. I told him, I don't know you also. How can I know that you have referred? But do you know that what are people? I didn't know that you are not a doctor. I said, okay, I'm not a doctor. Yes, when I brought this patient to a spine surgeon, then he told that, okay, this is not a doctor. He is an anesthetist. No, he has not used not a doctor. He told that this has been done by an anesthesiologist who have no anatomical idea about the disc where he have done this procedure. So then he actually thought in his mind that anesthesiologists are not doctors. So he actually responded in that way, that you are an anesthesiologist, you are not a doctor, you don't have any anatomy of the spine, and you have that, you dare to put a needle in the disc, and ultimately no result happened. So it was so much insulting. I can't say, in the marketplace, people were all around, what is happening, curious. Many of them know me because it is very close to me, to my house, and that person is talking in that language, that no, I don't know any anatomy, and that has been told by some spine surgeon, that how they dare to put a needle in the spine. So definitely it was a very bitter experience, and I still forget all the time, I just whenever I remember. But I took it in the other way. Every time I inspire myself, I took this oath, one day I'll be teaching anatomy to those persons actually who criticize me. And in the future life also this happened. Every time I was remembering those things, every time I was motivating myself, okay, let this bitter experience to become, I'm not blaming anybody, because our study was discussing civilization. So you are getting more civilized, the pain specialty is getting much identified, and gradually people will be recognizing the pain physicians as an independent physicians who can make a diagnosis, who knows the anatomy and who can do all the interviews.
Thank you for the contribution. So that's one lesson, take-home message is don't go shopping. Okay. All right. We have time for only one question, unfortunately, because we got to go to the next speaker. Yeah.
The lady also.
And the lady, yeah. I am Dr. Arif from Srinagar. Sir, my question is how to improve the referrals? Even after such a heavy criticism and after even you are organizing some CMEs, giving lecture to other specialties, what are the other things by which we can improve the referrals?
See, as I mentioned, 25 years into pain practice, I didn't get referrals more than 10%. Big spine surgeons, ortho surgeons, neurosurgeons, all my friends, but they will give me the dirtiest of the case and everything else has failed. Finally, in December last year or January this year, I realized that this is not going to work. 10% is nothing. Word of mouth was 40%. That was the time when I started advertising on Google and Practo, and this really pays dividends. The younger generation doesn't want to know your credibility. They want to see what you can do. So they are the ones who are. So you have to use those methods. You have to market yourself. Give advertisement in newspaper because you are confident of your specialty and of your work. So you have to show the confidence to others. So please go to the public and tell them that what you can do. Don't depend on the referral. If I can't get referrals in Delhi, nobody else will get, because we have been working for 30 years and I'm not getting referrals. So what is the use of I taught to orthopedic surgeon, I taught to neurosurgeon, but once it coming to referral, no way. It is the patient only who forces them to refer. Otherwise they would never refer a patient.
Can I? We've just got to wrap up with one question. We just have this in the panel discussion, is that okay? Yeah, no?
It's a point I just want to put.
Alright, let's have the question then.
Hello, I am Dr. Kiran Vyavharik from Bhopal, Nagpur. Good morning, sir. It was a nice presentation. My only question is that most of the pain physicians are trained by fellowships of either 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or a few months. And so, what are the implications in the medico-legal aspect? Like, if something goes wrong, how much can we defend ourselves?
You want to take that question because it's a bit.
It's a good question, but I have no major answer. But yes, definitely medico-legally, nobody can sort of shut you down for doing these procedures. You can do the procedure. You are a trained anesthesiologist. You are not we don't have any fellowship board in India. We have only MD anesthesiology. All the certificate courses are not recognized except for one or two institutions. And even if they are done by those institutions, you are not certified to be a pain physician. So I don't think we have a major answer to that. But even an MBBS can do surgery, so why can't an MD anesthesia do interventions?
I have a university recognized fellowship going, 1 year fellowship, which we have started this year. And I imagine since medical university is qualifying them, they are legal.
It has to be MCI.
MCI?
MCI, it is a state university. See, it is better than not having anything at all.
Agreed.
And MCI and